All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? Feeling a little bit better. The throat is still sore, so I'll keep this one quite short because talking kind of tires it out. But anyway, we've had some big movements in Harmony One. We've hit some new all-time highs, which is super great, 28 cents. So for those of you that are trading it, it would have been good to grab that little top and gonna have a look at maybe what's going to happen next and whether I think it's going to fly out of there or what's going to happen. So before we get into that, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we'll get right on into it. So I just want to kind of take 1 minute to appreciate the beauty of this chart, as in the way One Harmony has kind of followed the exact, path of consolidation that we predict through, kind of a sell-off and then a kind of accumulation, so you can call that a cup, a handle, or just call it an arc pattern. So there doesn't always have to be a handle, so you could say that's the cup and then the handle back here, and then this should fly on out of there. But it's just, either way, it doesn't always happen a certain way, but a lot of the time this arc is respected. So you can see multiple touches down towards the arc and then multiple touches here, along with the way that 30-week moving average was respected all the way back here since August 18. So tapping along there, kind of a little spike below there, touching the arc and confluence. For me, that's what I always said here was around the 19th of September was the best bang for buck buy-in point, where, it was having a confluence of the arc and the 30-week moving average. And then look what's happened since. It's just had a couple of weeks of just growth, which is super cool. So what's next? What's next for One Harmony? Well, like I've always said, I'm looking towards the DXY to what Bitcoin does, and looking for those two to tell me what's really going to happen. So if we look up at the DXY there, we can see that's still hovering around the high 90s. So until that kind of takes a big crash, all of crypto is not going to take off, and Bitcoin's still going to be kind of ranging. But Bitcoin's doing something that I'm going to look at in a minute, which probably points to the fact that I think that we're going to get another dip or two in One Harmony. So I think if we were going to fly on out of there and do a Solana and just go parabolic, we would have done it. You know what I mean? The fact is, this spike here, people that were trapped all the way over here, they got a chance to get out. So then it pulls back to their, reaccumulation. And then this one here, it's another last chance saloon for those people that are not quite sure, sitting on the fence. And I am seeing quite a few bears saying this could be the all-time highs, for the cycle. And it may well be, but that's what's telling me there's a little bit of indecision here. So we're either going to see kind of a sideways motion or a little dip. And so I would not be ashamed if you took some profits here right now. As in, one, if you take something off the table and it does dip a bit, we can buy back in. And two, if it flies on off, well, profit's profit, right? So there's no harm in taking a little bit of profit, especially if you've been in the game for a long time and you got bills and you got things you want to do with actual cash. There's no harm in taking the profits. But yeah, we're definitely not over. This chart just tells us, this is the beginning. So, something big is going to happen, whether it's, like I say, is it another big pullback to a 30-week moving average down here, giving us another opportunity at 13 to 14, or does it just consolidate sideways and then kind of fly on off out of there? I don't know, but I'm hedging towards a pullback, I think, and I'm going to show you why, because we're going to go over to the Bitcoin chart. Now, Bitcoin is doing something that, to me, is bearish, so it's doing a ascending flag, so you can see that on the daily. But more importantly, if you get down to this 15-minute chart, you can see exactly what's happening, and these things generally are going to break to the downside. So, we've got this kind of flag going on here, and, generally when these are ascending flags, you're going to see a little bit of a crash. So I'm not saying it's going to break this 50K level, but we're going to see a big sell-off. We're going to see a big kind of movement to the downside, like we've seen a lot, So what do they say? What's the old saying? bulls go up the stairs. So bulls go up the stairs, dip, 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 big pump there, up the stairs, and then bears go out the window, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin test one more time down towards that 50K mark. That's just what happens in Bitcoin. People get overly bullish, over leveraged, and they think it can only go up, and then all of a sudden some dumping goes on, or some selling pressure goes on, and then all those kind of leveraged longs get wiped out, and then everyone starts again. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's why I think that if that does happen, and Bitcoin kind of has a another crash, little mini capitulation, then you're going to see things like One Harmony sell off a lot of the gains. But like I say, if you hedge your position and you go, well, I'll take a bit of profit now, happy with the profit. If it goes lower, I'll buy back in. If it keeps going, so be it. So that's why I wouldn't be ashamed to be doing something like that. On the other hand, looking at other things that people follow this channel for. Game credits on the 15-minute chart. Now, there's a key level here, clearly, that it wants to break out of. I think we're probably the opposite here, where game credits is grinding its way up, consolidating into a tight kind of triangle pattern. And then, fingers crossed, hoping that that'll kind of bust out there and make its way back up towards the 20 to be closer to that 30-week moving average. I'd like to see it there. But the good news is that it's following the behavior of the rest of the market, which today is green, whereas One Harmony's kind of selling off because it had a good run recently. So that's game credits there. XRP, not everyone follows me because of XRP, but I think XRP is a good indicator. The fact that had a good step up and then it's kind of doing a nice triangle pattern. Hopefully that does another leg. You'd like to see XRP get towards all-time highs, fairly soon, as a major cap that's, always kind of laggard in the market, as in it hits its highs at the very end. But it'd be good to see that it makes all-time highs, finishes off its, larger 4-year cup, and then kind of hopefully goes explosive. What else have we got? Got a little bit of cake over here. I think cake's kind of definitely just sidewaysing. It's been sidewaysing for a long time. I think that, it is ready to blast up. A lot of things are setting up, looking the same to blast up. Hathor Networks, had a really good run, and then it's sold off. So if we go back to the daily on that, we can really see, where did we go? Yeah, Hathor Networks, we can really see that, it kind of had, from the sell-off when Bitcoin crashed, it's done its kind of cup. Now this is like a larger handle. So, once again, it's oversold from being overbought, and, you can see that it'll kind of tap its way down there, and then it'll make another reversal. And hopefully that coincides with, a larger altcoin market move. There's nothing else really there. That's what I'm seeing all around, is that things have their little run, their little burst, little good moves, and then you think it's only going to go up, and then they kind of do a big reversal, and next thing you've lost 50% of everything that happened from the bottom. So that's what I'm seeing. One Harmony, on the other hand, I don't think you're going to see a handle all the way back down, to touching this line, for example, which would, validate that uptrend. But, you never know. So, I'd like to see that 14 cents holds if it was going to dip again, which would make it a higher low than this particular one here. So yeah, like I was saying, I think that Harmony One, out of all the, cryptos I'm invested in and or following, it's very bullish. It's been bullish. It's made its way back up the top of this arc very nicely. Will it do a handle? Probably. How deep will it go? I don't know. I'd like to see it stay above this 11 at a minimum. So ideally kind of around the 14, 15 there. Just to have that little back test and then launch off that, and that seems to be the way these things go. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of quick update on One Harmony and a couple of the other assets we follow. You can see Bitcoin now, it's pushing up another 5% today. These things always end in a pullback, so you can see nice green day today. Probably in a day or two, it's going to be a nice big red day. So, good day to take some profits and have something on the side if you do a bit of trading in some part of your portfolio, But if you're a long-term hodler, like I am mainly, then yeah, just hold on tight and take the ups with the downs. It doesn't really matter what it is on day by day. It just matters when you're going to sell out at the top, right? So that's the one. All right. Yeah, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you get some value out of the content. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.